Okay, guys. I'm starting like immediately now. I hate it when this happens. This is the second time this week that I've had a shutdown in the middle of the stream. I'll wait till folks come back in before I continue the story. This is just very frustrating. We're going to try to have a good day today. Like, I don't know. I just want to have a good day. Ugh. Is anybody back? Thank you so much for your patience. I just want to live, guys. We're going to fix things later today. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Here's a highlight. Okay. Well, thanks for everybody who came back. I'm sorry for everybody who had to leave. This is the second time this shit has happened. I would like. Uh, why are you blinking so much? I got something in my eye. No, thank you. I don't want to die. Bonjour. Freak. No. Bon appetit. What was I thinking about again? I was telling a story. I gotta go back to the captain's log. We hate scuff. I just want to breathe. I want to live, guys. The motherfuckers are making it hard. But what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I wanted to do a beautiful old lady, but I didn't want to deal with the implications of having an evil old woman. So so I ended up making her younger, and then on the part about the scientist dude. So the character that Zivia ended up taking was this one. I'm trying to think. Zivia was making a scientist character who wanted to augment himself in order to like he had the same goals as the warmonger, but he was mainly doing it for medical purposes. How he wanted to augment his body in order to make it stronger and stuff due to the genetic deficiencies that he was dealing with as a kid. And eventually we ended up shipping these two characters together because like they did have some parallels. Pretty much the idea of augmenting oneself, whereas he was augmenting his body and stuff. The fashion killer Nemo, was augmenting her appearance with the nefarious stuff that both of them were doing, right? And we were talking to each other about it, and we were like, "Oh, I my god. Angel eyes. Let's see if it'll fix now. Oh my god. So I was just like, what kind of woman is this guy into? And it's just like, oh, he likes women with tummy on him. And I'm like, damn. So now I gotta change it. As if it was just like, you don't have to change it, it's fine. And I'm like, yes, no, I gotta change it. Hey, Donnie, thank you for your patience. This is the second time that my stream has shut down in the middle of it. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I can see you, Zivia. But pretty much I was talking about how Nima's appearance changed because she was like tall and wiry and stuff because still the Cruella influence. Because it was just like she's gonna be young, but she's gonna be young and skinny and wiry regardless. And then that changed because Zivia was in charge of working on a scientist character who was augmenting his body in order to deal with like the genetic deficiencies that he was dealing with as a kid. And we decided to ship those two characters together because they were both doing some nefarious stuff in order to augment themselves. Because he was a part of this shady organization that was like kidnapping people in order to do these experiments and stuff, right? So as we were talking about like their relationship dynamic and stuff, I was just like, what kind of woman is he into, like appearance wise? And Zivia was like, oh, he likes some woman with some tummy on him. And I'm like, damn, well that's not gonna work because my character is skinny, so I made her fat. Because that just makes sense. Yeah, your boy was important. So I just made her squishy. Which is nice, because like I've drawn plus size characters before, but not frequently. And it did help me to like get out of my comfort zone and consider certain things with character design because like I've always wanted to draw different body types and I definitely didn't have a fear of it. It's just that I don't draw as often as I want to. So it's not a matter of like not wanting to do it or being scared to do it because I don't understand people who get scared. Like I understand not wanting to like offend or hurt anybody, but at the same time it's just like drawing something wrong is really not the end of the world because a lot of the people who have like quote unquote unconventional features, they tend to be very patient about it. I honestly argue that a lot of people are too patient because like the amount of vitriol that people get, whether you're like a person of color, whether you're fat, whether you're what do you mean not again? Uh I can see you though. Or maybe she can't hear me. No, Zivia's gone. I can still hear her voice. It's a shame that she got taken away in that accident. What was I thinking about again? But no, I feel like there are some people who don't need to be calling themselves artists and that they should actually put the pen down because the way that motherfuckers be acting when you like tell them that this demographic doesn't look like that, you could adjust it, or here's a tutorial on how to adjust it, or just simply being asked, hey, can you draw somebody besides skinny white people, and folks be having like a pissy fit and acting like you just killed their firstborn by throwing them in front of a tractor. Like, I'm really tired. I'm tired of the fragility. And then these be motherfuckers who have the nerve to call themselves professionals on top of that, and that especially pisses me off. I'm just gonna throw the towel, man. Twitch don't let me. Like, at this point, I'm probably gonna make a video about it because, like, a lot of people honestly come to me for talking shit. Like, especially on Twitter, and that's probably because like the way that Twitter is built, it's mainly about fostering communication, which is fair. But at the same time, I wish that people would come for my art more than they would for me talking shit. Cause I don't know. I care about my art a little bit more. Please. I have art and opinions. I hope you have a good stream and you don't have any more scuff. Thank you, Zivia. Have a good night. I say as if I'm not going to see her later. And then let me do these. I should probably do the hair first. Thanks, Dottie. I appreciate it. But it's just like, oh my god. Like, so pretty much what I'm going to try to do is like combine my art with my opinions because some people said that they would like to hear my specific opinions on things. I do have an idea. Now that Twitch has a category of like reading and writing, I'm just gonna use that to like write my scripts for this thing to actually make sure that I do it. Cause whenever I tell my viewers that I'm gonna do something for stream, then I end up doing it because of that obligation. So that'll help. So what I'm gonna do, I've had this video idea for a while. Like I've already made an outline. I just haven't detailed it. Oh, let me turn off the ruler. I don't need it for the mid part. Actually, let me do the side parts for. Excuse me. I don't need. Yeah, cause like okay, yesterday I did a fanfic writing stream to make myself actually continue writing that JJK fanfic because I need closure. I need closure. Yeah, that's better. See, I need to make the. It's too big. I need closure, guys. Also, I'm so excited for that stage play. Like, I can't wait till the translation for it comes out because I need to see Miguel, my cousin. He is my OC's cousin in the fan fiction, by the way. Please, I want to live. It'll help for a moment. I'll come back. It's amazing how many anime stage plays there are. Yeah, I wonder what was like the origin of that or why. Like it is nice additional promotional material and I guess it's for like I guess it's to garner the attention of like theater kids who don't like film, I guess. It's anime for theater kids who don't like film. Yeah, cuz like okay, my first introduction to Japanese stage plays, specifically of anime, was the Black Butler musical. It literally was the Black Butler musical. And like the Black Butler musical was so good, especially the second one, which was the most beautiful death in the world. It's canon, it's straight up canon. You actually get to see what are their names, Alan and Eric, who were the two Grim Reapers that the play focused on. Shit. Um. Yeah, it ended up being canon because it was just so profound and it really added some really good lore. Because I always was fascinated with like the Grim Reapers lore. It was cool. Like the tale of Will the Reaper is still one of the most popular episodes of season two. It was one of the few good things about season two because season two is ass. Like, you know what pisses me off about Black Butler season 2 is that it has a really good soundtrack. Like, in terms of audio storytelling, it is actually very profound. Cause okay, explanation, right? Explanation. So the bass line that is used throughout the season 2 soundtrack is the same bass line, is the exact same bass line as Habanera in the in the opera Carmen, right? Cause it goes the dun da dun 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 da dun dun. Cause you know what the song the dun 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 dun. And for those who don't know, Carmen was a French opera that took place in Spain, and it was about this Romani woman named Carmen who worked in a cigarette factory who falls in love with a soldier and stuff. And Habanera is a song that she sings um, while goofing off, while off the clock. And essentially, it to summarize it, the alternate name of it is like love is a flittering bird and stuff. Essentially, she's saying that she attracts a lot of men, but all of them bore her because they're over eager. They bore her, and only a man who's like uninterested could can get her fancy because um, it gives her a challenge, right? And she says that if I fall in love with you, then watch out because I am a handful because I have a fickle heart on top of that. And that's very important, right, when it comes to the themes going on with Black Butler 2 because you have the characters, the new characters, Eloise and Claude, right? And Eloise has this same um, mentality. Well, sort of. It's coming from a different thing. With Carmen, she's a bored woman, whereas Eloise, he is a victim of child exploitation. So he doesn't like it whenever people are over eager about him because he has a fear of being used. And the reason why he likes Claude is because Claude, from his perspective, is upfront about what he wants. He's not interested in him as a sex object, he's interested in his soul. And that's why he's infatuated with him because he wants to be able to earn Claude's affection because he feel like it would be more genuine that way. And another thing that's interesting, for spoilers for Black Butler 2 is that eventually Claude gets tired of Eloise because Eloise can be annoying. And also, Claude also developed interest in Ciel's soul instead, so he ends up crushing Eloise's skull in order to get rid of him. And to an extent, that also parallels Carmen because eventually, because of Carmen's fickleness, the soldier that she fell in love with and got into a relationship with, he gets tired of her. Like, he already lost his job and lost his childhood friend dealing with her and her antics, and then she ends up cheating on him with Matador that she developed the interest in because she got bored of him because it was just like, oh, you were more mysterious and stuff, and now you're just over eager and lovesick. So he ends up strangling her to death at the end of the opera for cheating on him. So incorporating that baseline, something as simple as having the same baseline as another famous opera and stuff, it technically foreshadows and explains so much about the dynamic of Eloise and Claude's relationship. And yet the writing is so shit. I cry. Like, oh no, that shit, that pisses me off. Because I'm like, how do you have something so immaculate and then you pull some shit like that? Why are we here? Why were we put on this earth just to suffer? And then let me do the tendrils. Gosh, and it sounded so dramatic. I know. And to be honest, that's just the nature of operas in general. Like it kind of pisses me off. Another thing that pisses me off is how operas are like put on a pedestal for being like highbrow entertainment and stuff. You know, it's associated with the rich and put together and stuff. But operas are really ghetto, actually. Like operas are just straight up ghetto. Like holy shit. Like an example is this one. What's it called? Pagliacci, right? Pagliacci. Actually, I'll play a song of it right now, so people aren't like confused because I can always come back to this playlist. Pagliacci. Is this it? This song right here. There are some mediums that are truly peak fiction, but then there's others where they're so close to perfection, but because failure and mistakes exist, and we cannot have nice things all the time. That's true, but I'm mainly talking about like the perception of like what is considered highbrow media, especially now, because like there was a conversation the other day where somebody was complaining about the audience reaction to a Romeo and Juliet performance because what happened was it was the scene where um, Romeo and Juliet they have that scene on the balcony, right? And the actor like did a pull up to kiss her from his spot in the balcony because he couldn't get all the way up there, right? So he just did a pull up on the platform in order to kiss her, and the audience was hooping and hollering. You know how in rom-coms or like in sitcoms and stuff when there's a kiss scene and everybody's just like ooh, and they did that, and somebody was just like, "This is terrible theater etiquette," and da 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 da. And I'm half and half with that because, like, I do believe in theater etiquette, right? I believe in that, but I think that in the case of Romeo and Juliet, I don't think that applies. It doesn't apply to me because Shakespeare was literally developed during a time where it was normal to throw rotten vegetables at bad performers. A lot of his works had dirty jokes. Like in Hamlet, there's literally a whole scene where dude is asking Ophelia if he could go down on her. Like Shakespeare was classical theater, but also reality TV show stuff. And I don't know. I feel like it goes against the spirit of Shakespeare to expect people to sit down and be quiet the whole time. Like I think that interactive experience, especially when it comes to moments of triumph like that, I feel like it's fine. It's not the same as talking throughout the the production, right? Like I remember when I saw The Lion King, and mind you, this is a play for children because it's The Lion King, right? It's the fucking Lion King, and and of course Mufasa fucking died and stuff. And there was this one autistic kid, and you could tell that the kid was autistic because it's just like whenever somebody, because like I grew up around autistic folks, and the art classroom when I was in high school was always near like the special education room. It was like down the hallway from each other. So this one kid, it devastated that kid so much that they actually kept crying a little bit past that. Like they were probably having a meltdown because like the sounds were very loud and whatnot. And when the intermission finally came, there were like some middle schoolers who were talking shit about it because it's just like, who the hell is crying that hard? And I'm like, it was probably somebody autistic because like there's a specific sound. There's like a specific wailing sound. Like I could tell the difference between a cry and like somebody who's like on a different part of the spectrum kind of crying. It's like a different sound difference, but it's just like Mufasa fucking died. That nigga's everybody's dad. It's kind of understandable, and I feel like it's fine because like that's such a emotionally devastating scene for pretty much everybody who watches it. Hold on. But this song that's playing right now, Pagliacci, is opera about this one. Where's the simplified vector line? That's what I needed. That's better. Um, because I was trying to talk about this specific opera. Pagliacci is about this one clown named Pagliacci, and he's known for his role playing the sad clown, right? And he's really good at it. He's like at the top of his field. He's living his best life right now. He has a wife and stuff, and he's in charge of his own comedy troupe. But kind of find out his wife is cheating on him because even though he's like at the top of his field and stuff, he has a temper, and she's kind of tired of his crap. And when it comes to that temper, because he can be brutal sometimes, he doesn't physically hurt her, but sometimes he can be very like the anger can be downright scary sometimes. So she would rather get with like a quote unquote more gentler man and stuff. And this song that he's singing right now, which is one of the most iconic pieces in it, is called Put On Your Makeup. Essentially, he's telling himself, yeah, yeah, clown nigga, put on your makeup. You picked the right career because your wife's been cheating on you the whole entire fucking time and you didn't know it. You picked the right career. You are a clown. That's the best way to summarize this specific piece because how he found out there was this one dude who had a crush on his wife and was actually trying to be the one to cheat with her, but because she was already cheating with somebody else and that dude that was trying to approach her was already sorry, she like rejected him. So he's just like, "Oh, I'm going to find dirt on her. Oh, if I can't smash, then nobody can smash. So I'm going to find dirt on her." So he found out about the affair and ended up snitching on her to get back at her for not trying to screw him. And this is where I say that opera is really ghetto. That's where the ghetto part comes from, guys. Because what the actual fuck? And like spoiler alert for this opera, um after he like catches his bearings cuz this is like the last song of act 1. This is like the last song of Out One. This is literally reality TV, but more violent because in opera, people die. Like I told you that Carmen got strangled to death for cheating. It doesn't matter. It's going to be covered by a hat. Nobody gives a. I'm like, in any other situation, I would care, but I feel like it doesn't matter. It's fine. I don't have to look at it that closely. Y'all not gonna look at it that closely. It's gonna be. It's probably gonna be covered by text anyway. It's gonna be covered by text anyways. I don't even know why I care. We can afford. I'm gonna show it without the text though. Okay, I'll give a fraction of a damn. I'll give a crumb of a damn. How about that, guys? But just but no, he confronts her on the stage and the audience is like cheering this on because they thought that it was a new act that they were introducing to the lineup. And he's just like, "Who's your lover so I could kill him?" And she refused to tell him, so he ends up stabbing her to death because she was actually supposed to escape with that dude that night, but it failed. But yeah, this is why opera is a ghetto genre, and people need to stop jock writing it. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna change the song since it's played twice now. We're gonna go back to the spookies. And then that specific rendition of Pagliacci, I think that was sung by Parvati, who's this famous Italian opera singer. He's like a tenor, and he was like very famous for both his performance with Pagliacci, and then I can't remember the name of the other one. I can't remember the name of the other one. Cause there was this one. I remember the song that he was most famous for. His performance with that is called Nessun Dorma. Give me a minute. Oh, there's gonna be an ad break in about a minute. But Nessun Dorma is a song in that opera where pretty much it's about this princess who doesn't want to get married. So in order to get suitors to leave her to hell alone, she sets up this challenge where she has to guess their suitor's name, and if she and the servants guess the suitor's name before the end of the day, like by the next morning, then they'll get executed for asking her out. Because she does not want to be there. She doesn't want to get married. And if the servants don't guess his name, the suitor's name, then the servants are gonna die for failing their assignment. And the song called Nessun Dorma, it means none shall sleep, because this one dude found a way to make it where nobody could guess his name. And it's called None Shall Sleep because they are eating McStruggles trying to figure this dude out. So in the song, he's pretty much singing a song of triumph. Like, none of y'all are gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get married to the princess. It's cold outside tonight, but she will be warmed by my kisses because you hoes could never. I just realized that the ad break is on. I'll wait till it comes back on to tell the others the story. Nesudorma. Some people understand my intentions. Weird science. 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 And bits and pieces. And my creation. Real creation. And science. I'm gonna cry. Oh, it just ended. Okay. Yeah, it's 3 minutes. I wish that there was a way for me to add something engaging at least. But no, I was finishing the story. The song Nessun Dorma, it means none shall sleep because it's about this princess who doesn't want to get married. So in order to keep from getting married, she creates this challenge where whenever her suitors approach her, they can't show up showing their name or whatever. And her servants are assigned to find out their identity by the next day. And if the servants figure out the guy's identity by the next day, then he gets executed because she doesn't want to get married. And if the servants don't figure it out, then they'll be executed for failing, right? And the song Nessun Dorma, which means none shall sleep, is pretty much about the protagonist who managed to find a way to win the challenge. He's like feeling himself because he was just like, "Hey Dion, how's it going? Welcome." As you can see, I'm drawing. I'm drawing while talking about how ghetto opera could be sometimes. And I'm talking about one of my favorite pieces. Well, I hope you had a good day at work. I had a flu shot today. I gotta make sure I take some medicine so I don't accidentally get sick as an effect of it. Opera is really good. Sometimes people upload the Met opera performances online for free because I found Carmen for free on YouTube. Yeah. Make sure to get your vaccinations. It's flu season. But I was talking about Nessun Dorma because it means none shall sleep. Because the guy who figured out a way to like bypass the challenge, he was feeling himself. He was just like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna sleep because you're never gonna figure me out, and now you're gonna die. You're just like, it's cold outside, but I'm finna warm up the lips of this princess, and none of y'all are gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep well because I am triumphant. Yeah, that's messy as hell. Like, it's crazy. Cause the reason why I started talking about opera, aside from like earlier I was talking about Black Butler and I was talking about like the influence with that. If we could see anything, everything as the soap operas they are, we'd know more peace in media consumption. I feel like no. I feel like even with that, like I guess what do you mean? Cause I don't think that's necessarily the problem with media consumption. My issue with media consumption is partially I guess snobbery, because like how we ended up talking about opera, I was talking about Black Butler and how it would the soundtrack is heavily is like a really heavy Carmen reference with the parallels of some of the characters and what happens in the musical Carmen. And then I ended up having a talk about like theater etiquette and about whether or not theater should be like sat through silently or if there should be like hooping and hollering. And to me, it depends on the piece, right? Because like I love going to the movies and I really hated watching Finance at Freddy's because it was full of people that would talk through the whole thing and get up and down in the middle of the thing. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, and the worst part about it, it wasn't even kids. It was like a later night showing. It was like folks my age, folks high school to my age. So I was definitely like, shut the hell up. I mean, like how people see one thing as superior to the other, but a lot of popular works are messy. And like you're saying, influenced by similar works. That's true, but I feel like as somebody who likes to shit on media as much as I like to show appreciation from it, it still depends. Because I feel like there are some pieces of media that are objectively shit. And it's not even. The problem is people think that messy plot, like messy as in like messy behaviors, as in like drama, like Rebecca Sugar type shit, makes it bad, and not necessarily the execution of it. To be fair, some of these people started watching and playing FNAF when they were 12, hence the jokes. Yeah, but at the same time, this is still a movie theater. Shut the hell up. Like, cause like one thing you don't want to do is like impede on somebody else's watch experience. I think it's weird in a movie theater when the film isn't meant for a theater audience. Yeah, cause like with horror, it kind of diffuses the tension, and I understand people making jokes to diffuse that tension, but I feel like you need to do that at home, cause you're not funny. I feel like a lot of people don't root for survivors. I think that slashers have a habit of actually making a lot of the survivors into terrible people. It's supposed to be cathartic to make them killed. Not gonna lie though, seeing Corey and his like I feel like it does depend on the horror movie, but it slasher slasher is something else. I don't know how to quite describe it. Cuz like usually whenever I talk about slasher, I shit on it. And it's not because like I hate the concept of slasher because there's some good ones and there's a lot of them that I respect. It's just like the cultural aspects of slasher has a lot of things that I crap on cuz and I understand why it ended up being the way that it did. Because, like, for context, slasher movies came out in the 70s, and the 70s was like the golden age of raunchiness because of the Hays Code that was removed in like 1968. So we're gonna have a history lesson again. I'm a Final Girly fan, but I can understand. But you know, the whole thing about did you know that the trope, the Final Girl, was actually made as a critique of slashers? Because of like even though slasher is often praised for you know pushing the envelope of what media could be with the use of like sex and violence, yeah, that's where the term originated from, because the final girl, she was usually like virginal and less experienced than the other characters. So it's this, despite the fact that slasher was like praised for pushing the envelope of media by leaning into the raunchiness and stuff in response to the Hays Code, it actually had a lot of conservative ideals of it. Because it's just the fact that oftentimes it's one thing to have violence happen to women, but a lot of times it was done in a way that was often sexually humiliating, or it would like the violence would be done to humiliate sexual women. On top of like the working conditions and stuff, like the creator of Jeepers Creepers is going to hell. And who else? Actually, quite a motherfuckers that need to like get shot, like need to be put on a cross, like holy shit and stuff. So it's like, and like I like slasher because like I like Halloween, even though Halloween frustrates the hell out of me because I feel like making Michael Myers into a supernatural entity is lame. It's lame. To me, what makes Michael Myers scary is that he's a regular person who is capable. Like he's seen. I like it when Michael Myers is seen as the boogeyman to his opponents and to the audience because he's just a regular person using guerrilla tactics fighting against inexperienced teenagers, and I feel like that's fine. As soon as you make him into the literal embodiment of evil and make him into like this supernatural unstoppable entity and stuff, it makes it boring for me. I don't like it. I don't want to be here. Like you could do better than that. But yeah, the same critiques that I have for like slasher films are actually the same reason, or similar to the critiques that I have for the golden age of pornography, because that happened the same time. Like when the Hays Code, for those who don't know, the Hays Code was a major legislative law. BTW, I'm drawing too, so I've gone into lurk mode. Have a fun lurk. To be fair, Jayla, two of the best Halloween films, in my opinion, are the first Halloween and that one Halloween film with Busta Rhymes kicking Michael Myers. I did not watch that one. I did not watch that one. My favorite Halloween movies are the first one in 2018. And they should have stopped at 2018 because the ones that they made after. What pissed me off about 2018 was that the creators literally said, we're not going to do that supernatural shit because that's boring, only for them to do it after. It doesn't matter how many fucking times you do it, it's still going to be ass. Get out. No, it's fine. I probably saw the kill count for it. Because when sometimes I get bored and I be watching James A. Janice. I be watching James and Chelsea. Shout out James and Chelsea. Wait a moment. I'm looking through my references that I saved to draw this. And I got too many. I got 159 references because I'm working on several other things. Oh my god, where is it? I just want to find out one picture. I'm just scrolling through it. It's okay. I'll probably forget. Because like my mind is also running a mile a minute, so it'll be okay. But what was I talking about again? The Hays Code was like a major legislative action. Thank you. Okay, so I based my look off of the Mediterranean jellyfish. I base my look off of the Mediterranean jellyfish. Now, they usually come in orange. They're also known as the fried egg jellyfish. And but they do come in green. Some variants do come in green, so I picked the green one. And the way that my hair is curling up, it's a reference to that. And I took no, it wasn't placed on that industry at the time. So I'm gonna give context. Give me a moment though. I'm cooking. What the fuck is this? Um, oh, that's the ear. That's the problem. So the Hays Code was something that was passed, I think, after World War II. Nuh-uh. And like the outfit itself, like the dress, it's loosely inspired after Hades, cause it's kind of a chiton and stuff, and that's why I got the transparent limbs that I gotta remember to put the skeleton limbs in. I'm gonna change the lineup weight for some things, cause everything's a bit too thick. Yeah, remember my bones. But the Hays Code was a policy that was passed like after World War II, because everybody had this idea that because of like the overindulgence and debauchery of the 1920s that led to the Second World War and stuff, so they wanted to promote like um more upstanding behavior and stuff, so that led to a lot of media censorship. It's partially the reason why the comics code was created, because comic companies saw it ahead of time and they're like, we're going to censor ourselves before we let the government do it so we could at least have some control. And that's part of the reason why so much of American comics is cape stuff, because because like comics used to have so much more than what we got now. Like we used to have like more sci-fi and stuff, American comics specifically. And like technically we do have other categories, but like it's not to the same level of like support and notoriety as DC and Marvel and to an extent Image Comics, which is really sad and frustrating because like manga in a lot of ways is beating American comics ass partially because it's more accessible. Like manga is a lot easier to make and distribute because it's literally made with newspaper materials and it's in black and white. So there's like a lot more publications and stuff, and then they have a lot more original ideas, even though it's still limited. It's still kind of limited, but Japan also has really good infrastructure that like supports up and coming artists, even though at least that gives more up and coming artists time to shine with like their art events and stuff. Like I remember seeing a thing about people complaining about conventions and artist alleys and how artist alleys is filled to the brim with fan art because nobody is willing to take a chance on original works, whereas whenever you go to Japanese art shows that are made specifically for artists to like congregate and support each other, you see a lot more original stuff there, even though you also see dojins. But dojin is usually like amateur made work and it's not just restricted to fan art. It's crazy is that manga is also easily pirated, but also manga can be bought kind of cheap, which helps greatly in getting. Yes, okay, so pirating is actually necessary for manga because even though it's easy to distribute within the country. There are millions upon millions of manga that will never get to a level of notoriety in order for people to want to distribute it overseas, which is why we depend on fan translations and stuff. It's actually those fan translations before they actually started catering to international audiences. Those groups of people who would like learn Japanese and be translators and stuff and posting it in forums online, those actually help to get international eyes on some of these projects in order to have the publishing companies give them that chance to share. And then there are some stuff that will never be translated by a company because a lot of stuff is independently made. Like dojins, for example. That and it's just black and white ink and gray tones and some filter with gray tones. I gotta say, making a manga feels more friendly to create than making a comic book. Because in a comic, you have to color it. Yeah, but when it comes to comics and stuff, they at least have a team. No different from having a team in manga. Because even if you're doing it in black and white, you only start doing stuff by yourself. It is not sustainable enough. If you're doing like a weekly publication, it is not sustainable enough to do it by yourself, especially with the kind of details that they're requesting, even in black and white. And that's why mangakas are given teams for that. Yeah, I love Nerdy Prudes, Mister. I think that the premise is really cool. I love the soundtrack. Max is funny. He's a terrible person, but he's funny. I could kick his shins off. I do think that I feel like they could have leaned into the seriousness more. Because to me personally, I think that Nerdy Prudes Must Die has a similar problem to the Heathers musical, where it's just like they want to cover serious topics, but they're like, oh, but we're a dark comedy, so we got to make sure that we stay comedic. And I'm like, you don't have to be comedic the whole time. Some of the themes that you're dealing with need to be played straight, and that's okay. Like, it's okay. It's not gonna kill you. Yeah, And you know that song was actually going to have a little bit more of a melodramatic twist. Like there was a stream that they had, and they said that they weren't going to do it. Like the part with the "Will you pray for me?" And I'm like, why the fuck did you not lean into that? Like I hold that in the same regard when it came to Heather's the musical, because like, oh my god, the Heather's musical, I love it, but it also pisses me off as somebody who saw the movie. I knew about the musical before I knew the movie. I listened to the entire musical soundtrack. I actually saw the play in a college production and stuff, and I loved it. And then I saw the movie, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know that adaptations can't be the same as the original, and I don't expect them to be, but I think that at minimum you should be able to capture the themes. And I feel like the over reliance on humor did cheapen some of the messaging and stuff, because like, and I also made one of the characters very unlikable for no reason. Because like Heather McNamara, it's the fact that Heather McNamara in the movie is like a whole victim, and then in the musical they made her into a cowardly bitch. Like when they had the song "Shine a Light" reprise, and she was gonna like take all of those pills. I'm like, do it faster. I'll give you a bottle of water. Like I fucking hated her. Shit pissed me off. Uh, Genuine dislike the tone of Whiplash for the next death, where she sings about being recognized and then gets wedgie to death. Like that kind of lost me there. Yep. I haven't watched the Heather's musical. I gotta see. That sucks. That's such a change. Yep. Pass. I think the reason why comics aren't as big or profitable as they used to be back then is because you don't find them in the general stores. You find them in Barnes and Noble, which is kind of a bad idea because you can have one book to. Okay, so recently DC has started changing its strategy. They're actually doing manga volumes. Like they're making them smaller and stuff and having multiple chapters available. I also think that the death of comicsology is also hurting some things. Because like, why the fuck would you get rid of the comic ebook section, and then how you deleted everything? Like, this is why I hate streaming. This is another reason why pirating is important. Because like, you got these companies that are deleting entire um shit, deleting entire selections in order to maintain corporate control and to keep from having to pay people. That's really why they're doing it. Because if they keep selling certain things or having certain stuff up, then they have to give out residuals, making their comments into a tankobon volume so that it's easy read. Yeah. So that's why pirating is a generally good thing, because it's not like you're taking money. Like, okay, if you are pirating from corporate stuff specifically, if you're pirating from indie, you're a whole bitch. I'm trying to think. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna do the. Okay. Yeah. For the all layers. Invert selection. Thinking about how Robert Edgar's Nosferatu is going to slap thanks to pirating other. Exactly. Exactly that. Like, pirates are archivists. And when corporations don't give a fuck about maintaining things, then it's up to the people to do that. And that's why I support pirating the way that I do. Now, if you're pirating an indie thing, like, remember when folks were like, oh, I'm not going to pay for Among Us? First of all, it's $5. Like, just say that you're broke. Like, everybody's a victim of capitalism until I don't like them. Like, you are genuinely a broke bitch who doesn't deserve air for doing some shit like that. It's $5 fucking dollars. It's not gonna kill you. especially if you live in the U.S. Like, no. What was I thinking? Actually, I'm gonna turn off the hair real quick. Some ways pirating has definitely helped save several mediums. It's like 30 of their dollars. Yeah, but most of the people who were saying that they were going to pirate it, they weren't from like foreign countries and stuff where the dollar is like, where their currency is worth less. And I also don't think and even with that, like when it comes to indie development and stuff, there's so many indie games that are free. I feel like something, like to me, entertainment, we as humans, we have to be mentally stimulated, but not all entertainment is for you to have there when there's so much. We live in a time where entertainment is more abundant than water. I can live without certain things. It's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to take food out of somebody's mouth just to say that I have something to like keep me interested for the next couple of hours. It's not that serious to me. Because like, even though I support pirating, I'm also like very pro worker when it comes to stuff, and I don't think that people are entitled to other folks' labor just because they want to be entertained. Like, you're not entitled to entertainment. If you can't afford it, then that is unfortunate, right? But I don't like taking money out of indie creators' mouths, especially when corporations already do that to folks on a regular basis. It's fine. Yeah, I do think when people who can't afford an indie game say they're gonna pirate it, they should just watch a streamer. Yeah, because like there have been conversations about like IP and whether or not that should exist and whether or not people are entitled to art. Because somebody was just like, "Oh, IP shouldn't exist because of like corporate control and da 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 da." And I understand that, but to me, I feel like individual IP should exist because there's a difference between corporate control over a piece of art versus individual control. Fortunately, Jayla, there are some people who take entertainment way too seriously. Just ask the PA players who want crunch back because they believe that's how they get these games with a lot of graphics due to the power of terabytes per year. Yeah, but those people don't matter. I find their opinions worthless. Like, there are times I do like to take audience opinions into consideration, but there are times where I'm like, no, I don't care. You don't work here. You don't go here. You're not gonna know. Stop speaking with such authority. Like, sorry, I experienced the same joy watching a streamer as playing the game myself. Don't need to put myself in a sensory deprivation tank to immerse myself in a game. It's the same creative engagement. Yeah. Someone needs to release this from hyper realistic games. I'm sick of it. I want everyone to be able to play the newest game without needing a computer. Yeah. Yeah. Like, to me, I don't even mind the realism, but I feel like creative direction is better than having realism because, like, what is the realism supposed to serve aside from flexing graphics that aren't even accessible to people because it's just too much to run? Let's see, freckles. Like, that's frustrating. .4 years and the PS5 has only one exclusive. It's Astro Bot. It's running. Because in my honest opinion, as someone God of War and some of our China, so you stop giving full blown. Yeah. Also, crunch to me is unnecessary because some stuff can be easily as fixed. If you want a lot of stuff done in a short period of time, then hire more people. Like, I don't know. Not that one. I'm trying to find. Where is it? I'm going crazy now. Yeah. I'm playing a little bit of everything though. And this is the closest. I'm still mourning the lack of a Fenty album. It's like, Rihanna, why are we here? Why were we put on this earth just to suffer? I also got She Wolf in here. I just realized that Disturbia and She Wolf are in the same key. They got the same key in BPM. Hold on. After this song is over, I'm gonna play She Wolf because I also got that in this playlist. Honestly, like, okay, I be thinking of mashups so much because of my pattern recognition autism. That's why I had to listen to Dua Lipa more sparingly because like I noticed that too many of her songs had the same key and BPM and I'm like, "Girl, please. I'm glad that you find your niche, but spread out a little bit." Someone has to have done it. Let me see. I'm looking in browser right now. It's gotten serious. What was it? Disturbia. She. Somebody has done it. It was like 14 years ago. They're ahead of the curve. Bless them. They are a genius. But I'm gonna play a she wolf right. Ask of me. There's a she wolf in the closet. Friends, a she wolf in the closet. She wolf in the closet. Open her free. So she's in disguise. There's a she wolf in disguise. We do eyeshadow. The hardest part of doing this was the eyeshadow, besides the skeleton. Fuck that skeleton. Fuck that skeleton, I say as I flex it. The things I do. The things I do to look spooky. But I'm glad that y'all like my model. I'm proud, even though it brought me so much pain and heartache. Oh, see what I did? I got a 3D model from the asset store and I traced over it. I'm not doing that shit raw. I low key simplified it. Cause the fuck do I look like? We work smarter, not harder. We smarter than the average bear over here. Don't say that in front of Atlas. That's low key a macro aggression. This brush is too hard. Maybe the dry brush. Yeah, that's better. Sorta. But thanks. I appreciate the appreciation. Like for real. Please give me validation for my art. It keeps me going. Like I'll draw anyways. I don't think I'll ever have an issue like drawing. It's just whether or not I share it. That's the key. I low key made a mistake doing making this a close up thing. Cause now the makeup gotta be put together. Thank yous. There's a she wolf in the glass. Sclera. How do you spell sclera? Oh, you have to edit a video for today? That is if I can upload it before the day ends. Would it be bad if you have a day off? Like if you are a day off? So she's in the sky. There's a shoe. You know, one of these eyes I could have omitted drawing because I'm literally going to put a shade over it. We want to live, right? We want to live. Sorry, I just realized how many times this played. Let's go back to the Halloween playlist. What's the song I'm gonna play? I'll play Queen Herbie. Do, 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 Bitch magic. Hoes in the best. Romantic magic. It's not a bad thing if I had a few days off. It's just my whole October project. Gotcha. Abracadabra. Well, good luck. Like, whoa. It was safe. My wand and my cape. Well, didn't know. Game over. October. October. Come closer. Come closer. I'm on ya. Genre. New genre. Yep. Bad bitch magic. Hoes in the cat. Romantic. Kate Blanchett. Corey Contention 100 daily upload challenge he did back in 2019, except I'm only doing it for October. Oh yeah, I remember saying it. You saying that one time. Well, I hope it goes well. So what likes it? Up in the night. No, for me. I'm gonna make one of the eyes glow. New genre, new genre. Bad bitch magic. Hills in a panic. Yeah, this works. We love detailing. We love detailing. Yeah, this is the song that inspired this look, by the way. I love this song so much. I was actually going to sing it at a karaoke, but I didn't make it because I got a cold. You keep coming back here. And I love this song because it has an odd meter because it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love the yeah, I got a Discord. I'm still in the process of making it though. I just gotta make time. I'm gonna cry out your eyes, then drown you to death. I am gonna cry out your eyes, then drown you to death. This works. You're such a mess. That little dress looks like it's from the garbage. Just like that. Shit. No need to stare where you are where. Looks like something died there. That's why you're jealous of me. Not that I could blame you for it. I would be certain if I were you. But you must die now. I am gonna claw out your eyes, then drown you to death. I am gonna claw out your eyes, then drown you. I am gonna claw out your eyes. It looks ugly now. I don't like it. And I put on the wrong layer anyways. Slavery. See, this is why it's not meant to be. Pinched by a crab, strangled by an octopus, by a shark and stung by a jellyfish, not by by a marlin. Basan. Hippocampusan. Knucklehead. Stufferin. I don't like it. Ugh, I feel like Mr. Horse from Ren and Stimpy. No, sir, I don't like it. Drown. I'm just gonna keep it simple. If I overdo it, I'll mess up, and then I'll be pissed. Gonna claw out your eyes, then drown you. I am gonna claw out your eyes, then drown you to death. Ears. Death. Shit. I miss Rick James. Come to mother. Also, if anybody donates, and we make like, how much money are we making? I low-key forgot that we're doing a charity stream. If anybody is willing to open their heart or their wallet, if we raise $50, we get to have Bald stream. I mean the horse that was Ren's therapist, and then after hearing Ren's thoughts and feelings, he said, "You need to be locked up, away from normal people." Yep, that exact Mr. Horse. It's alright. It's alright. Super freak, super freak, she's super freaky. When I still don't know how to draw edges, so I real shit them every time. Cause I don't know how to draw them, and I'm not finna learn today. Cause nobody has complained. Y'all better not complain. I say hypocritically as I talk shit about people who aren't willing to learn. It's that slurping sound that he made after. Why, Rick James? Why would you do that to my ears? Now I have to slaughter you. Freak, super freak. She's super freaky, yeah. She's. Wait, remember how in Dance Flick with the Wayans brothers, how they had the dance audition scene and how they did that audition thing? Imagine if they had a crossover with that in Pearl's audition. Let me turn off that why don't people understand my intentions? Has anybody seen Weird Science? What's that? Weird Science and Weird Science. It's really good. So the premise of Weird Science is that these two nerds can't acquire any maidens. So they decided to build a woman to take to the prom. And this alien who's passing through sees what they're trying to do and they're fucking failing. So she decides to take pity on them and makes them cool. Weird Science. Weird Science. Weird Science. I told y'all that Danny Elfman, you know, the dude who's the lead singer of Oingo Boingo, and the dude who wrote a lot of the music for Tim Burton movies. He wrote the soundtrack for 50 Shades Again. Not again. I don't know if he did it for all three movies. My hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird Science. I need to I need to make the arm a separate layer. I just realized I need to make the my creation is a real my creation. I do not know. Mine aren't my intentions. Weird science. What do you mean they what? Oh, they tried to build a woman, like a robot, to take to the prom because they're losers. Turn off the hat. Turn off the hair. We're gonna pray. So yeah, this alien takes pity on them, and it's just like, you can't get no maidens, so I'll help you be less of a loser. Okay, this is where it gets tricky. Because I'm not. Where's the skeleton model? Have a fun lurk. So we gonna pretend to know what skeletons look like. Color. Skeleton. If I could finish the flat coloring tonight, like for stream, and then I'll do the rest of it tonight, then y'all will get that asset tomorrow morning as a little treat. As a little treat. Oh my god. So y'all were here, but sometimes I be saying, I pray that we never have a golden comedy stream. Even though technically we kind of have had golden comedy streams. I had to skip ahead. Let's see. Damn it, I gotta put a skeleton wrist. I just put Megan Thee Stallion in here because I like her. She technically don't go with the theme. Even though, why the fuck don't you have any Halloween songs when that's supposed to be your favorite holiday? Why are we here? Come on, Megan. Like, be serious right now. I do not know bone names. Do not tell me any bone names. Front arm bone. I do what I want to do. Womp, 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 womp. Back arm. You know what's so important about that sample? Right. This song is What You're Waiting For, which is from Gwen Stefani's. I can't remember the name of her debut album, but like her album, that was the first solo album that she did after breaking up with No Doubt, and Megan is Megan's first album as an independent artist. And then of course this was also during Gwen Stefani's Harajuku phase, and since Megan is such a huge fan of Japanese culture, this is also like a good thematic parallel. That would be nice, honestly. It's gonna do. I could have called it the pinky, honestly. Pinky. That's the ring. Some of these are read. I got over 6 hours. Please. Give me a minute. And then some of these groups I put in because they're goth bands or metal bands, and that kind of fits the vibes. I need to talk to Adrian. Cause I also got some buck tick in here. Cause I love buck tick. I've been getting into visual K lately. Middle. Let's see. Okay, almost done. I just need the ring. Wait, no, and the pointer. The pointer and the thumb. Remember when I was talking about yeah, you can. My pulse. Remember when I said earlier that Heather's like this is actually one of my favorite songs, but in hindsight it's actually a really shitty song cuz when I was talking about Heather's and how they couldn't like stay serious with certain stuff cuz like the context for the scene, spoiler alert, they're warm like mittens. This is when Veronica in the movie Veronica goes on a double date with Heather McNamara who's dating I think Kurt. She's dating Kurt and they end up getting bored, or Veronica ends up getting bored, and JD picks her up because she doesn't want to be bothered because she's bored of the place. And the thing is, though, the thing is, though, um, to say this in a nice way, McNamara ends up getting like abused by Kurt in the background as Veronica and JD are talking. How they change it into the musical. Heather McNamara and Heather Duke are on a double date with Kurt and Ram, and the guys are drunk and they're trying to attack the girls. So they end up calling Veronica to try to bail them out. And they end up locking her out of the car. Heather Chandler and Heather Duke try to lock her out of the fucking car. Oh, yay. So, yeah, you can talk to me. I kind of suck at replying, though. I probably should have warned you about that first. But I'll say hi. I'm trying to get better, though. Don't just smile. Up on through. And like originally, this was the original song for that scene, and then they ended up changing it to "You're Welcome" because like the scene is technically nefarious. Well, there is no technically to it. It is nefarious. Like the guys are drunk, trying to go after these girls, and then two of them ended up locking their so-called friend out of the fucking car so they could like spare themselves. So they ended up changing this song "Blue," which was more of a comedic take, to "You're Welcome" to make it more serious and to commentate on like the locker room talk and all of that stuff. But the damage was already done because you made Heather McNamara go from being a victim to somebody who perpetuates that kind of shit. And that's why when Shine a Light reprise came up, I was just like, bitch, swallow them pills. I did not care. Did not like her. Okay. Well, I was mad as hell. No worries, Jayla. If you want to talk about anything, I'm always there, even when I'm doing college work. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. It's been so long. Hmm. Okay. Shit. Okay. Like, come on, shuffle. We're almost done, guys. This is the first song that I heard from Dochi. Back. Hmm. Come on. Okay. Okay. Let me save. My computer's being weird. We probably gonna end it right here. Y'all see the full. Y'all will see the full project. Oh, never mind. Somebody's raiding. We got another raider. Hey, welcome raiders. Thanks Domga and thanks Questwalker for the raid. Give me just one moment. Welcome raiders. My name is Jayla Cephidae, and I'm a mutant jellyfish who likes to do art and do media commentary. Right now, I am making a new asset for VTubers with the VMetric magazine because it's been eons since I've done it. And we're also doing a charity stream for Saintly Scares, which is a horror VTuber collaboration in hopes of raising funds for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So if y'all would like to donate, that would be great, but you are not obligated to. It would just be nice. But how's everybody going? How was the stream? Pretty much we're in the finishing stages of this. Yes! Quest had to go, but we all doing fine. That's fine. But I'm glad that things are going well. Let me turn off the text. Did I save? Let me save this now. Because we're just doing some Left 4 Dead 2. Oh my god, I love Left 4 Dead 2, even though I kind of suck ass at it. Let me turn off the arm. Ugh. Let's see. I need to adjust that. I just realized something. Okay. Sorry, I just had an epiphany. We were just doing some Left 4 Dead 2. It's probably top 3 games for me. Awesome. I, I just had an epiphany. Because, like, as you can see, I'm working in layers with certain things. Damn it. I'm far from done. I'm far from almost done. I gotta readjust. I hate when I have to, when I'm so close to finishing something and then I realize something off about the artwork. We're gonna pray. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But I just looked at how to improve it and I needed to be right since I'm making this asset. Who did you play as in Left 4 Dead 2? Or who's your favorite character to play as? Or who's your favorite character just in general? Let's see. Damn it. So let me turn off that hair. That's better. I just hit random. Oh, nice. I love Coach as well. Especially, what's the name of that one animator who was like who was Skibidi Toilet before Skibidi Toilet? Anonymous? Honestly, I feel like it was better than because it had better music. Uh, damn. I can't edit these line. We're gonna pray. We're gonna be pray. I'm mad. I'm low key mad. Um, I should just start the head over. We're just gonna start the head over. We're gonna pray. We're gonna pray for my patience. I ain't got a clue honestly about that. Okay, so Anonymous was like this. I think SFM animator. He's a he was a SFM animator, and he would use Coach in all kinds of funny scenarios and stuff. Like, what's an example? It's turning out beautifully. Thank you. You want to know what's really encouraging me this song, because this is like one of my favorite musical songs. Y'all don't know. I really love theater and stuff, and it's weird because I was a theater kid, but not quite. Cause like technically I was only in theater. Like my foundation with theater is actually in church. Cause like my the churches that I used to go to, and I say churches because I grew up moving a lot, had active youth departments, because that was like one of my mom's requirements for taking us, because she didn't want us to be like bored or whatever. So like she required, with the places that we go, they have to be like active in the community and have a lot of good incentives for kids, right? So my foundation is like being in the Easter and the Christmas plays and stuff. But when I was in high school, I was in the spring musical once as an understudy for Wednesday, when I was in the Adams Family musical, and then the other time after that was when I was Uzo in Godspell. So I have a foundation with musicals, and then I really like horror musicals. Like my first favorite horror musical was Sweeney Todd, and then I like Frankenstein, and I like Dracula, and I like Little Shop of Horrors, and this is from the Jekyll and Hyde musical. I love the Jekyll and Hyde musical, but I can't listen to anything but the original recording because everybody keeps. I don't like any other version of It's a Dangerous Game. I don't like it. It's ass. Aren't they that one that used Coach and put DJ Quad City Slam Jam mixes in SFM? Yep. It's that exact person. It is that exact person. But with the Jekyll and Hyde musical, I don't like it. I don't like. Well, I like the musical, but like there will never be another version of It's a Dangerous Game that I like, because they made it faster for some dumbass reason, which I think is really stupid. Like I think it was a really foolish decision, because like the whole point of It's a Dangerous Game, it's supposed to be like an anti R&B song. You know, R&B is supposed to be like slow and sexy and stuff, but with threatening undertones, because like technically the song is about Hyde tormenting this sex worker who really does not want to be bothered, because that dude is scary as hell, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go missing for a couple of days because the heat's getting too hot and I need to disappear. So I'm gonna lay a claim on you before I leave." Even though he's technically already done that, but like whatever. And it's supposed to be an anti R&B, so it needs to be like slow and sensual, but they keep making it fast for some dumb reason, and I'm like, "Get out! Stop! I hate it here! I don't like it!" Y'all just took out all of the hotness and the urgency of it. Like I'm picky. Like I like how I'm saying this shit as I'm listening to Kim Petras. Yes, we like to have refined sexiness as we're listening to the woman who made Slut Pop, but like Slut Pop, even though I hated the album. I didn't like that album. I think that a lot of the songs were lame. I did like X though. Whenever I think about Ogatha from Golden Kamuy, whenever I think about any fictional crush, it's like, I'm not gonna play it though, cause like y'all came to watch me draw, not to watch me be unhinged. Maybe one day. You know, I've actually considered getting a fansly and like doing NSFW art streams, Because maybe that'll encourage me to actually draw more lewds. Because, like, y'all don't know this, but I've actually drawn lewds before. It's just that it takes a lot of energy out of me. If I draw a lewd, I'm not drawing another one for like another 8 months. It's simply not going to happen. Like, I don't even know why I made a whole alt as if I was just going to deliver on a regular basis. I don't. Whoever followed me on my lewd alt, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you for the follow, Quest. But yeah, whoever showed up for me drawing OCs doing nasty, I thought I was gonna do that. Thought I was gonna draw that. No, no, ma'am, that was not gonna happen. It'll happen maybe. Like okay, it might happen sooner than we think. I'm gonna be so for real because I've gotten into Golden Kamui and Golden Kamui has awakened some things because the menses is in there. I'm like maybe this is my destiny. So shit, this is the wrong layer. I'm gonna cry. But that's for like another day. Okay, I fixed the line work. I just need to fix the thickness of the lines and then it'll be fine. Turn off the sketch. So once we fix the line width, the fuck. That's better. Honestly, I should add more horror musical songs to this playlist. Speaking of horror musicals, have y'all heard about that one trend of folks smoking, damn, not smoking, inhaling nitrous oxide? Like, apparently that's the new hot drug right now. And I'm like, are y'all motherfuckers seriously trying to be like Oren? Does anybody know who Oren is? So, Little Shop of Horrors, horror musical about this dude named, oh my god, Seymour, who pretty much lives in a trashy neighborhood called Skid Row. And he ends up getting a talking plant who needs to eat meat in order to survive and needs to have like fresh meat, fresh blood in order to sustain itself. So he ends up feeding undesirables to the plant because the plant is making him famous and he wants to get out of his crappy neighborhood. And he has a crush on his coworker named Audrey, who works at the flower shop that he goes to. And she has an abusive boyfriend named Oren, who is a dentist, and he's a masochist. Like he would get high off of nitrous oxide, laughing gas, and before he would torture the shit out of his patients, because of course he does. He's a dickhole. Don't be a dentist. Success. Leader of the black. Watch him suck up that gas. Oh my god. Is that the movie version? It's not bad. I like the movie. Shout out Rick Moranis. But but this is the one with what's his name? Steve Martin as Oren. But I like the other one with Christian Borle in it. That's like the 2017 anniversary version. I also like this one. But please do not use nitrous oxide. Like I'm not pro drugs. I'm very much, especially um Like, of course, use what you need necessarily to help with your health stuff. I am pro harm reduction because I think that stigmatization does more harm than good and stuff. I feel like people with addictions shouldn't be like mistreated for having one because it's obviously not a choice, and that we should invest into stuff like injection zones and whatnot in order to keep people safe. But at the same time, don't fucking call yourself hard and then you're fucking suck it up laughing gas. Like, it's the fact that, like, to me that's like having arson as a neo pronoun, but you're the kind of person who gotta hype yourself up to make a phone call. Don't do that. I will make fun of you. Like, what are you doing? You expect to be taken seriously as an adult, and then you're smoking anything that has bright colors and a strawberry flavor to it, because apparently it comes in different flavors. And I'm just like, what the actual fuck? And the reason why I mentioned that neo pronoun thing, like, I got neo pronouns. I go by she and C because I like marine life and I think that is cool. And I like people who like identify with stars and bunnies and stuff. But like, there was this one bitch that I met whose name was Arson, and she was like one of those kinds of people that could speak out the side of her mouth, but then when you confronted her IRL, she'd be scared and stuff. And I feel like if you got a pronoun like Arson, you need to be on some thug energy. You can't afford to be scary with a name like that. Like, be brave. That's like having a pet Pomeranian named Bone Crusher. And then the whole time they're the ones with brittle bone syndrome. Why are we here? Okay, we fixed it. Thank you. I had to go back and fix it because I was just like, yeah, I'm almost done. And then I noticed that something was off, and I'm like, we're not done. They were talking like a Sonic character. What does she say? Boy, I think someday you'll find a way to hack a natural tendencies pay. You'll be a dentist. But I'm gonna play another song that Oren sings. Every song, this song is the most technically difficult song to perform in the entire set. Tell me they said gotta go fast. I don't know. They practically did. Like, they fled like a Looney Tunes character. Like, when, oh my god, sorry. The music tism kicked in and I started focusing on the song because it's my favorite song. But yeah, they were very non-confrontational, even though they had plenty to say in the group chat. But this song is the most technically difficult piece to perform because Oren is suffocating to death. Because like I said, he likes to get high off of laughing gas before he operates on a patient. And and yeah, he was putting on the apparatus to do that. And he got stuck. And Seymour, because he's scurry, he's just gonna let him keep it on. Because like, the song is difficult to sing as Oren because you're wearing a giant like prop to represent like the full body harness. So put it on the nitrous oxide, and then you got to rotate between singing and laughing, and you're cycling through a bunch of different emotions. Now, do it now. Help me now. Now. And like there are so many different takes of it. Like some people have it where they have like a bag of water to activate in his pants to make it look like he pissed himself because you know he's gradually losing losing control of his body and stuff. Like this is pretty much what dealing with the Joker in Gotham is like. I'm almost done. Add a glow. Ooh, that's too much of a glow. We're almost there. We're just gonna listen to the y'all know what we're listening to. I need just a little bit normal. Hmm. Unless I'm like some mangakas who already have a huge head start by already matched in like 20 plus. Uh huh. That dude was a beast in publishing multiple chapters weekly. Oh, I just realized if I were to make a manga, I would have to publish it monthly because there's no way I can make cool drawings with a cohesive story in a weekly format. Yeah, I wanted to make a comic because I was like really into webtoons and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I could do a webtoon. No, the fuck I can't. Fuck webtoon. Um, that's where your creator dreams will dry because they do not will die because of their like predatory practices. You have to be okay with not seeing the fruits of your labor for a very long time. Yep. But even then, it's like they're when it comes to it's fine with doing a webtoon original or even a Tapas original, but like the I don't know if Tapas does a distinguish between like original like do they have a quote unquote original program like webtoons? Because I'm familiar with webtoon setup more than I am with Tapas. I know that Tapas allows more like NSFW content, and that's why a lot of people ended up switching to them at one point. Donnie publishes on Tapas with the what was it, the cafe. I gotta start reading again. I haven't picked up like a webcomic in a while. Let's try. The thing is, Audrey, she wears it because she likes it. It just became a necessity after that because Oron was beating her up and she had to hide it. Hide them bruises. Like Oron is a piece of garbage. He deserved to at minimum get jumped. But I still didn't like what Seymour did because it's just like, bro, you showed up to shoot him. You should have showed up to shoot him. How does this look? Or hold on. Half of it is proving you can make good work, and work comes with building a good story in the first place. Yep. Cafe on Crepe Island. Gotcha. But no, I knew that a lot of people switched to Tapas because like Webtoons has very conflicting rules about like what content they will and won't allow. Uh, Damn, I need to fix the under eye part. Otherwise, it's gonna bother me. Suddenly, see more, more. Not them going to church with this song. Now, when you grow up in that area, you know that's better. Should I blur the edges maybe? No. Also, you know Jonathan Groff is the guy who voiced Kristoff in Frozen. I think it's time. And I'm not drawing a background for this one. I don't have time. And it's fine. Because usually I draw an original background, but this works. This is also one of my favorite songs. I really love the slap bass. When he's gone, will be your. Also, fun fact: did you know that Audrey 2 is the most difficult prop to make in stage? The second most difficult prop is Sweeney Todd's chair, because they actually make it fully functioning. Actually, let me turn down the. Also, the musical is actually like okay. Little Shop of Horrors wasn't always a musical. It was actually a movie. It was a B horror movie that then got turned into a Broadway musical that then got turned into a movie with Rick Moranis. And like they vary differently. Like in the movie, Seymour kills way more people. Like way more people. Let me see. Okay, we're done. We're done. We finished. Let's go. It's a good day. Y'all get to see the full showcase, and it'll be available on Ko-Fi tomorrow. I'm excited. But thank you so much for sitting with me and dealing with the earlier scuff of the stream that ended. For those who did it, who weren't there for that, it didn't happen. It doesn't matter. But thanks so much for coming. I'm gonna make sure to thank the folks. I lost my train of thought right in the middle of the sentence. That's how tired I am. I'm gonna make sure to thank everybody on Twitter and stuff for the raids and stuff. But I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Stay above the water.
Your own TV show. Coast to coast. Your name and lights. Your face on screen. Sign it. Sign it. Sign that contract. Isn't it exciting? Here he is, Mrs. Luz. We found him. He's right here.
Look, girls, I don't want to see anybody else today.
Oh, my darling, my precious, my sweet, sweet thing. So delighted to make your acquaintance. Cutie, sweet